light a candle, say a prayer, hug your family, and in that moment, remember how lucky we are to have brave men and brave women like Officer Leith.
Remembering an IMPD officer killed today in the line of duty. Hi, everyone. I'm Brooke Martin.
And I'm Phil Sanchez. Thank you for joining us tonight. 24-year-old Breann Leath grew up here in Indianapolis. She had been a member of the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department for 2.5 years. That shooting happened at an apartment complex southeast of I-70 and 465 just before 3 o'clock this afternoon. Police say Officer Leith was responding to a domestic violence call. Our Jenny Drasler is live there tonight at that apartment complex, but we start with Julia Dang. And Julia, you talked to city leaders today about Officer Leith.
Yeah, Phil, they remembered her as tough yet compassionate during her time cut far too short here at IMPD's East District headquarters. She wore her badge with pride. The chief calling her exactly the kind of officer they want serving our community.
Today we mourn the loss of a strong and well-respected officer.
Indianapolis police officer Breann Leath shot and killed in a line of duty at just age 24.
Officer Leith was kind and loving as a mother of a young child herself. She's the daughter of a family that's been devoted to public safety.
Determined to also serve and protect, Leith fulfilled her childhood dream of becoming an officer, earning badge B231 and joining the force just 2.5 years before her tragic death.
In the middle of the holiest week of this year, Officer Leith made the ultimate sacrifice on behalf of her brothers and her sisters, and made the ultimate sacrifice for an ever-grateful city.
The lifelong Indianapolis resident graduated from Southport High and served in the Army National Guard. She was honored last year as IMPD's Officer of the Month. Her captain noting her compassion for a victim of fraud after Leith bought him his favorite meal. That was the type of thing she did every day.
The type of officer we want on this department.
In and out of uniform, she never took herself too seriously, even poking fun at Mrs. Officer jokes in this video she posted on Twitter. That smile, now a memory, and her sacrifice, never forgotten.
Sacrifice in the name of safety, a thin blue line that is often overlooked, but never wavers.
And according to IMPD, Leith leaves behind her parents, who both work for the Marion County Sheriff's Office, and a young child. A longtime family friend adding tonight, Bree, as she called her, would go above and beyond to make life better for people around her. Phil, back over to you.
She died a hero tonight. Thank you very much. I want to bring in News 8's Jenny Drasler, who's learning more about what exactly happened at that East Side apartment complex where this shooting took place. Jenny.
Well, Phil, I'll tell you what, there are just so many questions here tonight that still need to be answered. And that biggest question here tonight is why. IMPD going to be working around the clock to figure that out here tonight. And we are inside this apartment complex now. This is the first real vantage point that we've gotten of where this took place. All still taped off here. I'm only seeing 3 to 4 squad cars still at our vantage point right now, still at the scene here tonight. But according to IMPD, this all happened around 2:46 here at the Wellington Village Apartments, and according to police, 3 IMPD officers were called to the apartment complex located near 21st and Franklin for a domestic disturbance call. Now, investigators say a man and a woman were inside an apartment on the 2nd floor, and the woman had been shot. Well, that's when the 3 IMPD officers got to the complex. They went to the apartment and knocked on the door. That's when police say someone fired shots through the door and hit IMPD officer Breann Leath. IMPD Police Chief Randall Taylor had the task today of explaining the moments of what happened after that.
Other officers pulled her and another victim down a staircase to safety. IEMS responded and transported our officer to Eskenazi Hospital. Despite the best life-saving techniques, Officer Leith was pronounced deceased.
Police tell me a suspect is in custody and currently being questioned by police at the homicide office downtown. Now, we're told that there is no threat to the public tonight. Police say the woman involved in the domestic dispute is still in the hospital at this hour and at last check was not suffering from any life-threatening injuries. But again, guys, tonight there are still a lot of questions, and this is going to be a long investigation into exactly what happened here. We still don't know the relationship between the man and the woman, who they are, or even what brought this domestic dispute on, or even who initially called 911. And it's still unclear exactly how many guns were involved or who fired that shot that killed Officer Leith. Now, police told us this afternoon that they do expect us to give us an update in the investigation sometime in the next 24 to 48 hours. Live on the east side, Jenny Drasler, Wish TV News 8.
Jenny, thanks so much. We are hearing tonight from Governor Eric Holcomb. He sent a statement in. It says, Officer Leith gave her life as she answered the call of duty. Janet and I are heartbroken for her family, friends, and the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department. I ask every Hoosier to join me in honoring Officer Leith's courageous service and dedication to her community. She will be forever remembered for being the finest among us.
Mayor Joe Hogsett asking everyone across the city to remember Officer Breann Leath tonight at 8 o'clock. And that's what many did by lighting up the town blue. Wish TV's Dan Klein continues our team coverage tonight with a look at some of the community's support. Dan.
Yeah, and it was a sad twist of fate. Landmarks across the city were going blue 2 hours ago as part of a nationwide movement, but that took on a very different meaning and a very somber tone, even in an already difficult time in this country after the death of Officer Breann Leath. Now, this is a look at Monument Circle tonight, flashing lights from dozens of emergency vehicles, a blue spotlight on the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, other landmarks across the city, Lucas Oil Stadium and the Speedway also going blue as part of the Light It Blue campaign to recognize those working on the front lines tonight. Now, it even had the hashtag Light It Blue with a heart scrolling across the IPL building downtown. Mayor asking everyone to honor Officer Leith in their own way at 8 o'clock, even if it meant just hugging your family inside your own home. It's part of the sound you heard at the top of our newscast. Take a listen to what the president of the Fraternal Order of Police had to say outside the hospital this evening, just having to fight back a wave of emotion.
As a personal note, we would ask humbly that our residents, as they always do, step forward and reaffirm your support for our officers who continue to stand the line.
Here's a good look at that Light It Blue message on the IPL building. Now, I talked to a couple officers on the circle tonight who knew Breann Leath, obviously too soon to share their thoughts. And I reached out to several other departments, and you can just see how raw this type of situation is because they aren't quite ready to share what it means to hear of a fellow officer's death at this time either. Now, residents can still participate in the Light It Blue campaign by wearing a blue shirt or turning their porch light blue, but for many, it's a black bar going across their social media profiles. In the studio, Dan Klein, Wish TV News 8.
Dan, thank you very much. Our coverage of Officer Leith's death continues online there. We've got more about her career and her family, plus condolences from people all across the city. That's right now at wishtv.com.